recent 2 to 4 years related work on machine learning-based software effort estimations. So the domain, of course, is a similar one, effort forecasting, effort estimations, and so on. And most of them incorporate or apply different machine learning algorithms and attributes to contribute for enhanced accuracy and efficiency of the project management. Okay, so from all these related works, the common backing of these related works are the prediction is prediction based on a single model can lead to inaccurate estimations. That's the first one. And second one, lower predictive performance because of using fewer base learners, and lack of diversity in the base learners, and predictions are heavily dependent on the quantity of data, and inconclusive results and vague model thinking approaches. That is concluded and supported by a few recent researchers. Okay, how about the adopted machine learning method, which is ensemble method? Yeah? So for using these ensemble models, it is more accurate and reliable than comparing to a single model method. So the improvement of using ensemble model is that it can effortlessly optimizing the pre-processing, hyperparameter tuning steps, and provide multiple base learners, utilize deep learning model, and using diverse base learners in the ensemble method. And finally, we can add domain knowledge, that means the expert estimation into the prediction. So for the research design and methodology, we have a few steps that we have conducted. Starting with the data collections and understanding from 2 data sets available, and then we do data pre-processing with the software data, and then step 3, hyperparameter tuning using the grid CV, and number 4, we propose the model, we construct the model with homogeneous examples with bagging methods, and averaging the method to combine the prediction from each homogeneous examples. Finally, step 5, we do the model evaluation. Just a little bit of details for each of the steps. So for the data collections, there are 2 available data sets that we use. First is from a university student projects data set. So this is quite a widely used and common public data set for software effort estimations. And the other one is SERA, Software Engineering in Sudan. It's relatively new compared to the previous one, established in 2021. And those are records and variables that's available, for example, actual effort, person hours, some of the kind of the important criteria in software project management. Okay, for step 2 data pre-processing, we will be starting with detection and handling of missing values, identifying the missing data items by wiki test, and after that, we detect and handling of outlier values using the IQR. And after that, feature selections, apply ANOVA and percent correlation coefficient. And finally, feature scaling. This is the standardization method for feature scaling was utilized. Okay, for step 3, hyperparameter tuning. So the grid search cross-validation hyperparameter tuning method is implemented. So it performs careful cross-validation at each point of the predefined hyperparameter grid to evaluate the performance. So the optimal setting for the base estimators are identified on both for both data sets, and for each data set, 10-fold cross-validation was applied.
I'm sorry.
Okay, for step number 4, the construction of the proposed model. So we have 6 base estimators. We have the SVR, TTR, LR, MLP, RFR, and the KN. And then we have the bagging method for our homogeneous examples. And we construct 6 separate homogeneous examples with proposed estimators. And finally, we are applying averaging method to combine the predictions from all 6 homogeneous examples to generate the final prediction. And this is the proposed overall architecture. Okay, for step number 5, the last final step, we perform a model evaluation with 5 main metrics as stated in the slides here. For the results, comparing for both data sets that we had, The first one, table one, evaluation results of model using the first data set, table two using the second data set. So the summary from this result is that our proposed model outperformed, achieving low values for these five matrices on both data sets. And the proposed model has demonstrated consistent and robust performance across diverse data sets, showcasing its ability to predict the software effort effectively in various project scenarios. And for this final hire, table three, it provides the model's average overall prediction performance across both data sets for assessing their generation ability and determining by averaging the metrics results. And finally, we have scattered plots to demonstrate and showcase the actual effort and the proposed model predictions on both data sets. So the green grid lines with the green square data points represent the actual effort, the blue grid lines with red circle data points represent the predicted effort values, and the graph shows that the actual efforts and the predicted effort values are close to each other. Alright, for the conclusion, alright, so effort estimation is essential for successful project planning and risk identification, ensuring the project stay within the budget and meet deadlines. The current estimation techniques are standard ones used in the software industry are often inaccurate and outdated. So the proposed study aims to enhance the estimation by introducing a new model, diverse making effort estimation model, and it shows that it provides consistent and good results across both diverse data sets and outperform all individual ranking ensemble models. And for future work, we aim to, which is we are currently doing now, to integrate the expert estimation within this model, so we engage with one software company whereby we invite the software experts to provide their domain knowledge and estimation, and we'll integrate this estimation value into our model to help to capture intuition and experience from human experts and judgment. Okay, that's all for my sharing. Thank you very much for your time.
Very good timing. So questions? Questions? Okay, I have a question. Actually, I always have several questions, but I will start with one. Can you, you told us that you use data from different sources.
Yes.
You had a slide on that. But I'm not quite sure what kind of data did you use.
The data is mostly data that people use to estimate a project effort. So for effort, for example, the time, the effort, the cost. So what are the input to estimate how long the project gonna be, and then will it be successful? So it's merely all the input to estimate the successfulness of the project.
And so you got this data online,
Yes.
but the project can be different. Like maybe it's a research project or is a industrial project. So we have different projects.
Right.
So how did this impact your model in terms of the difference in types of the projects? Or did you look into that at all?
Yes.
And how did you, I didn't quite see if you can answer this
Yeah.
first.
Of course, there are different research projects, agile projects, and different types, but there are common criteria and input under the area of software engineering and project management is a standardized criteria we should use to estimate a project, because we need we need hours, we need time, we need cost, so more it's a similar regardless of the project type that we
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
So you would
Yeah.
say it doesn't matter.
The important thing is the project size and
Yeah.
the dynamic of the group. So that one, after we fix the criteria, that value can be easily adjusted
Okay.
based on that.
So you pick the criteria first, then search for data.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And it's actually quite challenging to find publicly available data, because for project base is quite confidential.
Yeah.
So these are the two commonly used by the researcher in this area.
And do you, when you search for data, and okay, you have time, the duration,
hours,
people hours, and so on. Um, uh, do you also look if, like, a project were successful, were efficient, or this is not part of your analysis? Like, for example, I could plan, a project could plan 100 hours of work for 3 people, but we spend 150 hours. And then a project might be planned for 1 million, but we spend 1 million and a half.
Yes.
How the differences between the plan and the actual physical implementation play a role in your evaluation?
It could be very different, but for our part, it's merely to estimate what is the best scenario that will kind of like having a successful project. For now, we didn't have the human judgment yet.
Yeah.
So this part we are actually starting to do already, engaging like 10 human experts from a software company. So they will provide their real experiences working as a software project managers or programmers that will provide the real scenario. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be incorporated in the model to make it like it's a real, it's true like from the expert estimation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I have a project and I use your model, how will this help me?
It could more accurately estimate what are the efforts that you need to spend to promise a successful project in the planned time that you are given and with the cost given.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, please.
Yeah, we have a short question. And first, I think your model is a budget model can be used to handle regression problems, right?
Yes.
So why do you think it is a good match to software project problem?
Actually, this model, besides software project management, because it's also prediction model, so it's not just a software project management, it could also apply it to any other domain. Yeah. It's just that we pick software engineering as our domain. Yeah.
Also, it will have a good performance in software project management and
Other
as well for
Yes.
other fields. Okay.
Yes.
Another question is that you mentioned that 6 basic models are involved in your method, right? So have you tried many methods and pick up these 6 as your basic models, or you just find these 6 and use it?
From the existing work, some of them they use these 6 for the benchmarking and trial of their models. Yeah, it's not from us, but also from the many success researchers that have been progressing that. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Do we have any other question for this presenter? Okay, then. Thank you so much. Very interesting. And our third presenter is Intan Khan. Actually, the third and the fourth presenter, right, in this session. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will just do it, the first paper first and then the second. Wonderful. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for giving me the chance to present my research work in the conference. And today I have 2 presentations. The first one is about the fusion of graph convolutional network for action recognition using UAV mode data. My name is Phạm Đình Tân from the International School, Vietnam National University in Hanoi. So I would like to start about the content. The first one, the content we include the introduction, related work, proposed method, and experimental design, and conclusion and future work. For introduction, my work focused on human action recognition It's a field of computer vision focusing on identifying human action from video. And in recent years, unmanned aerial vehicle (UAV) are becoming more popular, and the data from UAV very well resource for human action recognition. Using the data from UAV, we can do the surveillance and search and rescue in disaster area or in flood area. For example, if we use the data from UAV, we can detect automatically people who were seeking for help, such as they raise their hand, so that the UAV can detect, okay, someone need the help. Yeah. It's similar to the ground-based camera, but it can reach expanded coverage. It means that it can cover and assess hard-to-reach location and enabling broader monitoring and analysis of information. For the application, using the data from UAV, we can do the surveillance, such as in a large area, such as the stadium, to see if someone fighting there, something like that, some abnormal action. And for search and rescue in areas such as the flood area or the disaster area, and also for some activity in sport analysis. In the year 2021, a public data set is launched, the UAV human data set. Until now, as far as I know, this is the largest data set on UAV data. So it collects different data modality, such as IGB, skeleton, depth, because they use different type camera at the same time, and collect the data in daytime and nighttime also. For the challenge from the UAV data, when compared with the ground camera, for the UAV, the camera move, so the camera motion, we call the motion blur. So the quality of the photo is not as good as for the ground camera. And from the high-level view, if we have the occlusion from building, from trees, and because UAV move at a high altitude, so that the distance from the object, from the person to the camera is sometimes short, sometimes large, and so the resolution vary. And also when at the high altitude, we call out resolution for the image, and it operates mainly outdoor in different weather conditions. That's the challenges for UV data. So for some issue also related to the UAV, such as the battery life, processing power, pilot capacity, and connectivity. Here's an example. In the research, I focus on skeleton data. You see that we can use different tools to collect the skeleton data, such as the MediaPy from Google. If we use the color data, RGB, the size of data will be large and requires high computing power. But if we use the skeleton data, it's very effective because it with the small data size, so it's efficient for computation, and we require less storage and more discriminative for action. It's invariant to subject appearance, not depend on the color of the clothes or environment. But the skeleton data also have an advantage, disadvantage also. This just how the advantage makes the how to say, for MediaPy is a good estimation tool, but we cannot always collect the good estimation like it. A lot of error. Yeah, that's the problem. Here the UAV human data set. They have 155 action class performed by 119 subjects. And for some action, they have single person action. And for 33 action, there are 2 persons in each frame. And we follow the same protocol of the data set. When they introduce the data set, they will introduce the protocol and other method. When we do the proposal and evaluation, we will follow the same number of subject for training and subject for testing to make a fair comparison. Here are some example for the action in the UAV human, the kick aside, the hub, and there are 7 landmarks in UAV human. Here's a distribution of 155 action. We can see that how to say for some action have a large number, for some action we have lower. But in general, this is considered a good data set. It's a balanced data set for all the class. Yeah, quite good. Yeah. So the different from the different number of sample of different class in the data set is not so big different. So this is considered a good one. The challenge is that because we use the UAV data, so we can see that when the large distance, when UAV is high above, the person very small one, this one large one, yeah. So very bright resolution. Next, we come to the review about human action recognition method. Before the year 1915, the hand graph visualization is a mainstream for action recognition. But from 1916 until now, the deep learning methods are dominant. We can name some popular techniques such as the CNN, INN, LSTM, or GCN. For CNN, they come from the success of CNN in image classification. So they convert the skeleton data to image and then do the classification. For the INN, the skeleton data are processed as vector sequence. And in recent years, the popular one is the GCN, successful one using the graph. They define the skeleton as graph by connecting consecutive frames. This adaptive GCN. It it's developed from STGCN by using the connection between joint adaptively, not by the physical connection. Here, AAGCN, it is the attention enhanced, and LFGCD is a multi-scale graph 3D architecture. This one's a very good one, introduced in 2020. And for another evaluation on UAV human with the CA, the enhanced adjacency metric based, the name, a wrong name, it's a wrong name. Enhanced adjacency metric based graph convolution network with a combinatory attention. CAEAM GCN. And for Popo method in network, just a very small contribution that we combine the same as the example method in deep learning. We combine different architecture, the AAGCN, and MFGCD. We don't use the joint data directly. We use the bone data as the input, and then we perform the late fusion for the 3 different architecture introduce both. And then we compare the performance. For the evaluation the server with NVIDIA RTX 3080 and using the PyTorch framework, PyTorch from Facebook. And for the bedside, we use 32 for the bedside, and the number of epochs, the setting is 80 epochs. And here's the comparison. We can see that for the state-of-the-art method, I'm sorry, for the state-of-the-art method is 43.11, and for the Propo method, the performance is a little higher. It's 43.9% of accuracy. Here's the list of action. Here's the list of 10 action class with the best accuracy. We can see that some action class can reach up to 75 or 82% accuracy. But there are some other action class very poor performance. We can hear such as the action coach or action smoke. How to say? They very easy to confuse someone smoking and someone coach. Yeah. A conclusion that the graph with horizontal edge have exploited the dependency of symmetric joint, and the Propo method achieved accuracy of 43.9, which is higher than the best method. The limitation that this work should compare the limitation of this work is that we should have the comparison of computational complexity, such as the number of parameter or the floats among methods, and should extend the evaluation on other UAV dataset also. For future work, we extend the study on the graph-based reasoning and analyze the characteristics of UAV data to improve co-estimation. Here are some reference. Thank you.
Okay, great. Any questions? Anybody has a question?
Welcome.
So just now you mentioned about a single user and a two user, right?
Yeah.
Do they have like a group? In a group?
So the question is single user, two users, or a group. So if there is a group,
Yeah.
how is that different?
Very good question.
Yeah, I actually had this similar thing.
So thank you.
Yeah.
You mentioned about this one, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the question. For human action recognition, the group estimation is a difficult one. We now, how to say, the human action recognition has been in research for many years, but until now, for practical use, is still limited. The reason is that the human action is so complicated. The way I did, such as when you say hello, hi, someone, and you compare with action, you read someone, text someone, very similar, so very difficult. And when you mentioned about the crowd, have a group of people, it's complicated because for human action recognition, we rely on the result from pole estimation, such as for the single person and two person, we can detect the pole easily. But you can see here, I also mentioned about the MediaPy from Google. It can detect one person at one time. So if you have 10 people standing together, it can detect one only. If you want to make the pole estimation, you want to add the tool or modify from MediaPy. But the good result only come when you have one person. That's why when I describe this one, I say that how to say skeleton data is not always as good as it. And if you have many people, it can detect only one for MediaPy. Yeah, so that's the limitation. That's why in the UAV human, you can see some frame have a one person, some have a two person, but not many person. Yeah. That will be maybe for future work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have a question. At the end, you mentioned accuracy and how accurate things are. And I wonder how did you measure accuracy? I'm a surveyor, so we very much pay attention to accuracy and we measure everything very detailed. So I wonder how did you come up with these numbers? What did you compare?
Thank you. The way we do like it, here we mentioned about accuracy, and in the literature, at the beginning, it's only about 30, 31, and until now, we can move to 43.9 accuracy. We do like it for the UAV human dataset, the total number of skeleton sample is around 23,000 sample. We use 16,000 for chaining.
So this would be like one person moving, and then you would take each step of moving person, the skeleton, or what is 23,000?
23,000 is not 23,000 of action sample. It means the one action. For example, I raise hand, say hello here. It records the sequence, and this one sample.
Yeah.
For the data set, we have 23,000.
So this woman that is running would be
One sample.
one sample.
One sample.
It would
For
not-
when people complete the
Running would
and
be
it
one
will be one
sample.
sample. And we have a total.
Not,
We have a total 23,000 sample, and then we use 16,000 for the chaining, and then 7,000 for the testing, and accuracy is calculated for the testing set.
okay, let's see. This woman is running, and you have skeleton. You have one skeleton for this step, then the next one for this one, then the next one for this one.
No,
So you have-
for the whole action, it's only one sample.
I don't.
You-
I don't understand how you measure accuracy if it's running is always
Yeah,
one
in
sample.
the how to say, in the next presentation, it's about the same way. So I will have the more how to say, more detailed explanation in the next slide.
Next presentation?
Next
Okay.
You see
Okay.
when
We have to wait for the next presentation.
the better is that for my presentation. The first one should be the survey, and the second one should be the detail. This one, but the conference arrange the detail first, and then the survey later. So
What I would like to understand, if you say running is one sample, but you show us skeleton. You showed in the presentation each skeleton.
you,
So running would be many skeletons or not, or I don't understand.
that's why.
It's because running is also, every time I run, I have a different like positions,
No,
right?
this one for a quick look at the next slide. No.
Yeah.
Okay, no, this is for just to describe. You see, I show you only skeleton, but this one is one action working.
Yes.
This
but
one is only one sample.
From this presentation that you present now.
Yeah.
I would like to understand how is, so you have different methods of evaluating accuracy, but if you have, so here is me physically.
Yeah.
And then you have a video.
Yeah.
From the drone or whatever video. Yeah. And then you have a video showing me walking.
Yeah.
How did you, from the video to the reality, how did you estimate, how did you do the accuracy? What's the process? Is it taking each skeleton, comparing, how, you need to compare, but how do you do accuracy?
You see, you mentioned about the UAV collect from video from you, but the accuracy in the paper, it is computed for the data set already recorded data set, not the real time.
But it's compared, accuracy is something artificial compared to the real world. And that is how accurate the artificial is to the real world, right?
Yeah.
Is this correct?
I see. You see, this action in say hello, raise
Yeah.
hand, right?
Yeah.
This action is the microphone go,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but if
okay.
yeah, when
Okay.
we have
So
a baby
the
sample,
accuracy is
raise
about
my
the
hand.
action.
Yeah, I raise my hand here, but the system, the deep learning model, they say that okay, he is making full go. We say that no, that's wrong.
Okay.
So we
Okay. So the accuracy is about whether I'm running, taking a phone call. It's
it
about
can detect
action.
correct or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not about the skeleton being accurately modeled in this position.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
sure.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the accuracy
Okay.
here, it's for the pole estimation.
Okay.
We-
For the whole data
For
set,
the whole-
whether okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So if the system find
Yeah,
that, okay,
yeah.
I'm raising my hand to say hello,
Okay.
but it say that I'm making phone call, so the
Okay.
system is wrong. That's
Oh, okay,
about
okay.
accuracy.
I see. That's why it's for the whole sequence.
The whole sequence.
Oh, okay, it's about what person is doing. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's why it's for coughing or smoking,
Yes, okay.
lower accuracy, and then for maybe for running is higher.
Yes, that's correct. For some smart home application, you
Okay.
can control the line, right? The
Yeah.
contour of the line. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now we have to go to the next presentation because your time is over for this one.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
So-
if I can arrange, I will do the survey first and
Yeah.
then come detail later. So
Yeah.
you will have a better view about
Yeah, it's very good, very good. So it's
Yeah.
good that we have continuation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'd like to move to the slide.
Yeah. Thank you. Your presentations are running fast.
Hi everyone, I would like to present about my next slide about deep learning techniques for skeleton by action recognition a survey. So this one should appear first, right?
No, it's good.
Thank you. Thank you. So this one do not focus on any specific technique. We make a survey about deep learning for human action recognition in general. We discussed about the technique, about the benchmark data set, and about performance evaluation in conclusion. For human action recognition, how to say?
This is part of you. It's part of the presentation.
It's part of the
You
presentation.
have to click back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
So it will automatically move to the next slide.
Yeah, it is included in the presentation somehow. It's an algorithm. We cannot change this now.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe it was
No.
in the template. I don't know. Maybe it's in the template.
It's-
Possible.
Okay, so
Sorry for
may I
that.
keep it this one so we can control about the.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I share so this go.
Maybe Simone can help you.
I
Maybe
think
Simone
that
can.
with this one, no need to screen, yeah.
Also a possibility to convert to PDF.
PDF.
Yeah, PDF would be good.
This one.
Just simply convert, save as PDF. Yeah. Yeah, because it's annoying that it's moving forward. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Simone.
So for human action recognition, we think about the action you do daily and how many action can the computer understand the action, such as when you
It's doing the same.
It's strange.
Even PDF.
this one. Okay.
This is the
So So we can find when you see that in coming years when we have good result on human accent recognition and the computer can understand about the human accent. So we can see that the application, a lot of application, we integrate human accent recognition, such as for the camera surveillance, for smart home automation. Some smart home application, you can see that they control the on and off the line, something like that. They understand the accent. And for some reason, if we go details on about the hand accent, such as we call it as a gesture recognition. For gaming, for some people, you can say that, okay, he stands in front of the screen and such as play the volleyball, right? So that's for the gaming. We can use the Microsoft Kinect camera. For healthcare application, for healthcare, maybe at the hospital, we need to care about the patient, or for some family. For some family, they have the elderly.
He will help you. He will help you to keep the slide. Yeah.
Thank you. So for some family, we have a camera, but we need to know that when the elderly stay at home alone, and if you have some abnormal happens, such as the falling accident on the ground, falling on the ground for the elderly. So the camera can detect the problem and announce it, inform the relatives, the family member to know the situation. The same as the hospital, that's some application. And for human-computer interaction, when we communicate with the robot, and for video understanding, spot and performance analysis, and for autonomous vehicle technology, for some self-driving car, we know that in the future, when it becomes more and more popular, the self-driving car should know that when, the traffic officer give the announcement, right, to stop the car, something like that. So they need to understand the accent in the coming year. Thank you. We have many different data modality for human accent recognition, such as the color data, red, green, blue, RGB, the depth data, skeleton data, or some people, you see that when we need to care about the people to monitor the elderly at home. Some person will have some device, smart device, wearing so that they can know that when some action falling, not from the video, and when we combine the data from different modality, we can improve the performance. The purpose with use the skeleton data is that it less storage and efficiency the same as both. So say put the open open. So you support for this one, so we can move come back to the PowerPoint. This one, yeah, this one, this one, yeah, this one, from this one. Yes. This one.
Because there is a video.
Video.
Okay.
So you can see skeleton data to form the when we finish one action. The difficulty for the human accent recognition is that how long should it be? For example, working, I say that okay, one only 3 seconds is enough, but other okay, working but 10 seconds. So work very blind. So we have a no standard for the accent definition. So that's why we must focus on every single data set to compare the performance. There's a question from Professor Chua that about single person or multi-person. You can see Google Media Buy only work with one person. For the open post, better for multiple persons. So it the media offer good skeleton quality, but only single person. That's the difference. And here's the challenges. Here's the comparison of the action hand catch. I catch something here, and the action say hello, I am well. It's very similar, even to in our daily life. Many actions are very similar. So we refer as the variation of human action and the few point also. And it requires real-time processing and prone to error, suffer from occlusion. For example, when I stand in the table here, the computer can detect the whole body, so that sometimes the estimation result will be not correct. And the difficulty also included in this slide is a multi-person scenario. It's a challenging and lack of diverse and large label data set. Some methods that for the large data set, it requires a lot of investment to build the data set. We must have people to do the annotation to see that okay in the video when is the starting point and the end point of the section, and we put the label. Thank you. So here the human action recognition, the skeleton based. From the before the year 2015 is handcraft technique, and in recent year it's a feature learning, especially for the deep learning. We have a CNN, INN, GCN, and many other techniques. This for the CNN. The CNN, this one is was successful in image classification. So we convert the skeleton data to the image, so that and then do the recognition, the classification on the image. For the recurrent neural network, INN, and also long short-term memory is popular for the time sequence. It can model the temporal dynamic skeleton data. This is some literature review. And for the GCN, they use the convolution of the graph. Here are some here are the convolution of the graph, and some advanced model using graph is the AAGCN, attention enhanced adaptive GCN, and MSGCD already mentioned. This one also. And for the landmark data set, we have some data set. This one, MSR Action 3D. This is a small size data set, but the popular one, MSR from Microsoft Research. So this one is a small size data set. And other data set here we have such as FMDB 51, UCF 101. This one only RGB. We focus on the S for skeleton. And the most popular one is this one, the NTU RGBD with 60 class. It means that have a 60 action in the data set. They define 60 action, and they collect the data from 40%. The number of sample is 56,000 sample for the data set. That's the most popular one. And this one, the UAV Hammond in 2021 already discussed. Here's the example from MSR Action 3D, the data set from Microsoft. We can see that the action draw X and draw a circle. Very similar. How to say it? So in the recognition result, the model make a lot of confusion about the actions, drawing and draw circle. we have 20 exons in the data set. For the NTU RGBD, I have video here. So this one, for they use the Kinect 2 camera. So we have a 60 action, 40 subjects, and more than 56,000 seconds. With a shaking hand action for 2 person. The UAV human data set already introduced. And here are some performance evaluation of recent techniques in literature on the NTU IGBT SMS and the most popular one. So in the year 2015, 2016, the performance of cross-subject evaluation only around 59 to 60%, very low accuracy. But for the
What does this mean, cross-subject evaluation?
cross-subject, for the UAV human, as this described last slide, cross-subject, it means that, for example, in the total of 60 subjects of the data set, they use the data from 40% for training, and then do the testing for the data from another remaining 20%. That is called cross-subject. It means that, for example, they will use the data from you and from Professor Chua to collect the data about say hello, and then they detect that, okay, if they can detect the exact action on the data from me, collected from me. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cross-subject. For the cross-view, they have for each action record, they will use the three camera at the same time. So they use from camera 1, camera 2 for training, and the data from camera 3 for testing. That's referred as a cross-view.
Okay.
Yeah. For conclusion, for this slide, it's just a summary. So it says we can see that human asset recognition is essential in camera surveillance, search and rescue, robotic, and smart home application. And we have different strategies to improve performance, such as hyper parameter tuning for the deep learning model, data augmentation, and the example method. For future work, we focus on multimodal data fusion for human action recognition, and combining human action recognition with object information. Such as we can see that one technique for the object detection is a YOLO look one. So that when we want to recognize action, making a phone call, if we combine with the object detection, it can detect, okay, we have a cell phone here. So the accuracy of human action recognition will be higher. Then, because for skeleton, we don't have any information about the cell phone. But if we combine with the YOLO, we can know that, okay, there is a cell phone there. Yeah. And we can implement the human action recognition on edge device. Thank you.
Good. One quick question, if there is one. Otherwise, we need to move to online. Okay, thank you so much. This was really interesting. Very good job, everyone. Let's see, we have one more presentation online. Let's see if we can connect with the presenters. Is online? Wonderful. Hello, welcome. Can you see us and hear us? You are muted. And if you have a camera,
Yes, I will have him to play the video now. Wait a please.
so we can hear you, but we can not see you. Can you see us? Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, wonderful. So we are ready. We're here in the at the university. We're a group of people waiting for your presentation. So the floor is yours. Thank you so much. And I'm Alenka Popkin. I'm chairing this session. Do you want to start? Yes, perfect. We see your slides. Um, just a second. Okay, yeah. If you want, you can start. And maybe you can put it in the presentation mode. Yeah, like this. Perfect. Thank you. We don't hear you. Are you still there? It's muted. You're muted.
Can you unmute your microphone? Hi. Can you hear us? Hi. Can you hear us? Manan. Manan, we are not able to hear you. Please unmute your microphone. Okay?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
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 Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Please start your presentation. Thank you.
Wait a moment.
Okay, now it's better. Jaragina Mukut, please reach on your microphone. Mana, we are not able to hear you. Again.
There's nothing I could do. He has to unmute. He unmuted and then he muted again.
Mana, please unmute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear the video?
Yes.
No, we didn't hear. Now we hear you. We didn't hear anything. Can you start from the beginning and don't touch anything anymore because now we hear you. Just start the presentation from the beginning.
Please wait a
From the
moment.
beginning. From the beginning. You're muted again. We don't hear you. I apologize for.
Anh Hà có nghe thấy không ạ?
Sure, if you
Use this microphone.
Yeah.
Is this your colleague?
Anh Hà nghe thấy không ạ? Alo.
Yeah, and we don't have communication because he's muted.
No, this
No,
is
he's
my
not.
Alo,
Dạ,
alo.
dạ. Anh Hà anh bắt lại từ đầu khi mọi người không nghe thấy gì khi anh trình bày đâu. Từ lúc đầu đến giờ ấy. Anh nghe rõ không ạ?
Mình hộ Hà phát cái video nhưng mà không hiểu sao bên đấy lại không nghe được tiếng, đang không nghe tiếng.
Vậy anh check lại xem ạ.
This is good. Just share the
He does
presentation.
say he played presentation as video. So there's problem with sound from his computer.
Anh đang điều chỉnh đúng không ạ? Yes.
It's not in person.
He is playing video and presentation. So there's problem with his sound.
But he cannot present in person.
He's playing.
Yes, but it's mute. It's mute.
Không
It's mute.
có âm thanh anh ơi. Alo.
It has to change.
Yes. Alo.
Hình như là bên đấy tắt mic ấy, em phải nhắn chat để họ
Alo, vâng nghe được ạ.
Anh ơi, anh cái biểu tượng mic của anh ấy đang để unmute. Đang để mute.
Now it's good.
Yes.
This is good.
Mọi người
Vâng.
không nghe thấy gì đâu.
Anh nghe được chưa ạ?
Bây giờ thì nghe thấy rồi, anh thử show lại đi.
Nhưng mà xem màn hình thì
Khi mà anh xem màn hình em thấy cái màn hình của anh đều mute. Bây giờ cũng không có âm thanh đâu. Anh
That's
chỉ
good. We don't hear.
Because this is a video. This is a
He's
À,
playing
đây được rồi đấy ạ.
video.
nhưng mà không có âm thanh từ cái của anh phát ra.
Can he speak?
Yes, if he speak on the video, okay.
Can
Yes.
he
But
speak?
he speak on the video.
Can you speak on your video?
I'm sorry, but I can't.
Anh có thể vừa show vừa nói được không ạ?
Em chỉ hỗ trợ giúp Hà để phát cái này thôi. Tại Hà hôm nay có việc rồi đi công tác cho nên là không.
What's the problem?
He is the person that supports the author.
Ah.
So the author now is easy.
But you can share the video.
So how to send? Có thể gửi cái này qua bên đấy được không ạ?
Anh chưa bao giờ chưa.
Can he present in?
Uh,
Can you translate?
He wants send this video through the organization.
họ đã ghi lại video rồi.
Yeah.
Bên anh Hà đã ghi lại video và bây giờ anh
The author
record
records the video.
So
So
we can send the video via email and
Yeah.
we will project here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
How do we
Which email address?
It's in the email and mine.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
có thể xem video qua cái cửa sổ này. Yeah. Send your
I sent a message. Can you?
Yes. Alo.
anh có nghe thấy không? Alo.
Vâng, có.
Vâng, anh có thể gửi cái video qua cái email mà ban tổ chức vừa gửi nhé. Anh nhìn thấy chưa? Trong cửa sổ chat ấy.
Vâng, đây ạ. Vâng, ok.
Ok.
No.
Họ gửi lại email nó bị sai một chút anh ạ.
Dạ.
Yeah.
Ok. Xin lỗi. Cái video hơi lớn nên nó sẽ gửi dưới dạng là Google Drive. Vâng. Ok rồi ạ.
Share everything we tried.
Yep, that's like okay. Chưa thấy anh gửi email nào đấy.
Anh vừa gửi cái địa chỉ email đấy rồi đấy ạ.
Đấy rồi anh ạ. Vâng, ok.
Dạ.
I can't download because it's
Alo, anh nghe rõ không ạ? Video
Vâng ạ.
video này đang không down được nên là có vấn đề.
Các bạn đã share cho ấy không ạ?
no.
Yes, okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah. Được rồi anh ạ. Vâng.
Dạ. Dạ.
Okay. Maybe.
It's
Thì nữa là sẽ không được quay lại.
Okay. Try.
but if they change the options.
mình có thể được thì cho biết mình phát lao động.
Last week.
There's nothing else we can do. Thank you for your patience. Maybe we can watch the slides.
Thank you.
thank you so much. We're supposed to end the session 20 till 11 because we need to move to other sessions. So thank you to all presenters. Thank you, Simon, for your help.
Thank you.
And thank you so much also for online presentation. We managed to do it. And thank you for attending. Enjoy the conference. And if there are some speakers that want to take a picture, we can take a picture all together. So thank you all. And just for this. But other presenters are not here, but maybe somebody can take a picture. You can somebody else can. You can join us because we want to have you in the picture.
Okay.
Would you mind to take a picture of us? Usually I take a picture of everyone who presented, but our presenters are gone. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you everybody. Very interesting session. Good presentation, so enjoy the conference. Let's see what's next. I think the next they start in the afternoon. So what do we have now? The keynote speaker. Oh, let's go. The keynote speaker. So let's see. So is the keynote speaker starts at 11? Okay, coffee break. Yeah. So then we use so yeah. Okay, so we have a coffee break now, and then the keynote. Oh, yeah. And then there's
Ở đây anh nhớ các vị tân vị
em có một bạn đang làm cái đấy nhưng mà trong đó là
coffee break and then the keynote lunch and then so and where do Thank you so much. Very interesting work. I enjoyed your presentation.
mỗi người tham gia để em lên này thì em hộ
chị làm gì đấy?